Morning, everyone. Sunday morning, week 2. Ryan Noonan, Connor Allen. We'll walk through some sharp stack stuff. We're going to walk through some inactives. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, not much. I don't think we have too many crazy inactives here. Coming on, but we'll find out here in 2 minutes. I guess some of the other ones, like Brock Bowers, looks like he's going to play. The Mac Jones stuff is interesting. I'm trying to find a way to back, some Mac Jones stuff because I think he's going to be all right. We talked about it a bunch of times on our other shows, but I don't know. I'm kind of in.
I'm with you. And then legit, it was better than I thought because I went and grabbed the screenshot of Brian Thomas Jr. game logs with Mac Jones. And actually would have been even more like a stronger story if I left like the pre-Mac Jones stuff in there when it was just kind of okay. I'm not saying that like Mac Jones is a kingmaker, but that coincides, like the BTJ thing kind of coincided with Mac at quarterback. So I think he's like fantastic. You're playing like cash games, DFS. Like I think Mac Jones is a fantastic. He's like 4K on DraftKings. But yeah, I have some tournament Mac teams as well. I'm in on. We both have, Niners -3. Like still a good look. But yeah, what are the prop numbers? I haven't looked at the prop market for him.
He's at like 200-ish passing yards. Yeah, 200 even. I mean, I think the biggest question is his volume. I mean, if he gets 25, 30 attempts, he's crushing this number by like a lot, I would say.
Yeah. There is Trent Williams questionable news there, right? So that is definitely a left tackle that matters. Yeah, there you go. So that's that would be the one piece that you would say.
Yep.
But yeah, I think McCaffrey's massively involved.
We got Andrew Thomas ruled out here for the Giants. I think that was expected. So nothing there. I mean, it's just really tough sledding for this Giants team. A report came out yesterday saying they were gonna like take it slow or not rush Jackson Dart in, and I kind of believe them to some extent. But that's probably like 4 games and not 12. So
right.
I don't really think that they're gonna be rushing, but they also probably want to get their offensive lineman back and be a little bit healthier, maybe play some easier teams. All stuff that makes sense here. Mason Taylor active. I think that's, again, expected as well. Adam asked about Wandale. I bet his under last week, and that was a mistake. That went poorly. Caught 6 balls went for 50 yards.
Heavily involved early. As someone who was looking to get a Darius Slayton longest over, was in no man's land, and every time Wandale was on the field, I felt like he was getting fed. So JC Latham being out for the Titans is not great for the Titans against a really strong Rams front. That's a Byron Young side. Verse will be on the other side, but it's problematic. For quarterback looking to make his home debut and have a little bit of time to operate, that's tough.
Yeah, that's not great. Jalen Wright inactive, expected, so it'll just be we'll see a lot of probably Ollie Gordon and Devin Achane. There's been some recent Tyreek's steam smoke for this game, considering I don't know, the Pats are missing Christian Gonzalez. They allowed the most passing yards in the league last week. Are you buying any of that or no? I don't know. It's just, we might find out today how bad the Patriots secondary really is if they get lit up by Tua and the Dolphins here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a young group in it's safety. And then without Gonzalez, that's a problem too. I get it. It's ceiling outcomes. I think we touched on it a little bit on Prop Drop, talking about him being a viable, uncorrelated play where he could just hit a home run. But they also have offensive line issues, and the Patriots did a really good job getting pressure. K'Von Chason and Harold Landry kind of ate a little bit there too. So I could see both sides of it. That's why I think if you take a swing on Tyreek, it's got to be ceiling outcomes, right? It's got to be 100 plus. It's got to be multiple scores, that type of stuff.
Yeah, we got some real news now too. So Trent is active. Juwan Jennings active. Devin Witherspoon inactive. Jair Alexander inactive. Anything stand out there to you as actionable or kind of expected?
Yeah, not a big deal. I mean, there's depth in the secondary for Baltimore, so probably a good spot to I don't know, load manage Jair a little bit, which is not super surprising, but I don't think there's anything like massively impactful. It's good to have Trent Williams active. Cass in the chat here, Ricky Pearsall smashing, right? We just talked about Mac being a kingmaker. Maybe Ricky's that next king. It's not a tough sell, especially, what do we get? Did you say Jennings? Did we get Jennings news?
Jennings is active, but
I think
no
that
way he's
honestly probably
100%.
helps.
Yeah.
Right. Like it just, you got to kind of account for everybody. Things gets a little bit trickier to, just kind of rotate coverage and make it harder on Pearsall if Jennings is out. I think that's actually probably pretty good for Pearsall stuff.
Yeah, I like Pearsall stuff. I played some juice check this morning, like over 6.5. I know Prop Bomb got down on it, and then I know Hitman ended up releasing it as well. So I think that number might be out of hand at this point. I mean, we're looking at, let's see here.
Still seeing it on MGM, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. 8.5, 11.5 FanDuel. MGM 6.5 because they just never move. So
they're slow.
That's great. So yeah, not too surprising there. I would definitely still grab that. I mean, I'm gonna play some alts today. I think it's like I played some 20 plus. I played some, some 30 plus. He had 2 for 32 last week. Like he's gonna have like a big play, or have a chance at a big play. And I could think he could see like 3 to 4 targets instead of like 1 to 2 in this spot. That would not be surprising at all. So 6.5, I thought was like a steal.
No, I think it's a great call. Yeah. Yeah, Spoon inactive, as we kind of thought would be a possibility. We'll see how that impacts, Metcalf. Kyler Gordon being out, it's a little surprising, I guess. Maybe it seemed like it was trending in the right direction. It's probably really good for Amon-Ra. I haven't looked, but that's definitely a softer matchup for Amon-Ra in the slot without Kyler Gordon in there.
Yep.
Roshan active as well for Chicago.
Roshan is active. Okay. Love that.
Yep.
That's great. We played Swift under early in the week. I think now there's a longest rush for Swift. It's like 12.5. And that's kind of good look on the under instead of the yards at this point. I mean, we're looking at, let's see what the best rushing yard number is here. 53. Yeah, down to 49. We got 55. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I still lean under at this point, especially with Roshan officially active. But it's obviously a little bit thinner. That's interesting. I don't know if there's anything else too notable here. Taylor Decker is active for the Lions. Jack Conklin for the Browns is out. And Bears, Grady Jarrett is active, defensive tackle. So nothing like massively consequential that we can take advantage of here, but I think that, some interesting notes there for sure.
Yeah, nothing that's like, hey, let's run and hammer this just because, right? Nothing super surprising. All, ancillary things, but things that can matter in terms of the matchup stuff. I do think that's, we're also looking for, offensive players, but like I do think offensive line situations, defensive situations, obviously are under the radar things that we're trying to capture by doing this here on Sunday morning that we can, find little edges that maybe not everyone's thinking about. So, nothing that makes us want to run. You want to pop up EV tool here, see if we can pick off anything that's a little stale that's out there.
Yeah, this is so I got our sponsor DraftKings up here. And so James Conner receiving yards is interesting, 17.5. I mean, Trey Benson played way more than I thought he would last week. It's not a full-time share, but I mean, kind of. It's definitely more of like a 1A, 1B than before. So yeah, I think this is an interesting one. Again, the rest of the markets here, like 14.5, 15. We're at 17.5 here on DraftKings. Zacchaeus, I don't honestly love playing Zacchaeus unders because he's like super involved in the offense right now. But I do think that that's like, again, off market. It's probably a good spot to take an under here. And then let's see here. Najee Harris rushing yards. I mean, this is climbing to a point where I might get back in. They said that they talked him up like they were going to use him more this week, which, again, if that's the case, then 18.5 is going to be pretty thin. But I don't know. I mean, he could be there for like 1 to 2 carries again. I think Hampton could crush, by the way. I don't know if that's any interesting to you. Like, I thought about taking some Hampton alts.
Yeah, I think Hampton can crush too. I mean, on Herbert rushing, so I don't want to overextend on that, but I do think that there's some some sneaky upside to Hampton. So what's the number that you'd start to buy back in on the under on Najee if we get to like 20? 20
Yeah, I
and a
think
half?
it was 20. I'd probably buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Judkins 10 to 15 snaps, FYI. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Judkins at like, I mean, I'm assuming that was a Glazer report that he was just talking about here. Yeah, I mean, 13 and a half is tough. Like 10 to 15 snaps. I mean, that probably implies like 4 to 5 carries. I kind of thought he was going to be more in like the 1 to 2 carries range.
Yeah, it's thin.
Is that how you see that too? Like that's.
Yeah, snaps don't really necessarily tell us anything. Like,
No,
it's fairly easy to be like, yeah, we're going to limit his snaps, but we're going to give him the ball a bunch of times that he's out there, right? So that's tricky. Andrew Thomas inactive officially for the Giants.
yeah.
Um,
I thought about taking some Tyrone Tracy unders. He just might be a jag, to be honest.
he's probably jag-ish.
Yeah, 53 and a half. I mean, the problem is the Cowboys defense is not very good. So yeah, it's tough sell there. Other than that, let's see here. I think the Ramondre under is interesting. Henderson over. I'm going to play some alts there for sure as well on Henderson. And then some, I don't know, probably some unders with Ramondre I think is interesting as well. I think, did Jake play the Ramondre under?
I say Jake played something. I believe he played Ramondre under yards. Yeah.
We got another good question here in the chat. Tesla over 7.5 receiving yards. They talked about ramping up his usage this week. And so, yeah, I mean, here. 7.5 is MGM only, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, I think you should probably play like 15 alt, like something like that, or 20 alt, honestly, as well, if you're going to play the 7.5. Because,
correct.
What, 1 to 2 targets, probably? Like,
yeah, ramped up a little bit. I mean, he also could be a sacrificial lamb to Jalen Johnson on the outside, right? Depending on what they want to do there when he's spiked. So yeah, you're probably best off taking a swing at some 2-to-1 action or whatever that looks like at 15 plus. I think MGM typically offers. I think.
Yeah, they usually have alts. My mind immediately when I saw that report was to try and play some Khalif Raymond unders potentially. The numbers were real low though. I'm not gonna lie. Like -190 under 1.5 receptions. They still like him, so I'm sure he's still gonna be involved. 11.5 yards. Like he's gonna get 1 to 2 targets, and I don't love that. If I'm gonna play an under here, like I need to feel way better about under 10.5. Yeah, so I think
you do have limits.
I do have limits, right? Exactly. Yeah, it was 10.5 rushing attempts. I think that's probably way down now at this point.
Yeah, it's probably a good look.
Yeah, 9.5 -145 under. So shout out to Jake, crushing it there. Anything else stand out to you here in the EV tool? Like again, just because I think for the audience here, just because the EV is higher, just because the growth is higher, technically that means it's a better bet, according to the numbers. But I find plenty of good bets at like the mid-range EV and growth rates where
for sure
I'm like, oh, okay, like this is actually like an awesome bet, even though it's not the highest rated one. Like something like, I mean, Darnell Mooney, 3.5 receptions, like we have no idea how much he's going to be involved. He missed like 2 months of play. Like, I don't know. I mean, that seems pretty aggressive to me. -109 at DraftKings. I mean, it's as high as -127, -140 MGM. Like, I think it should be much more in that 130 to 140 range. Of course, it could come out and be totally fine, but
yeah, I'm dealing with that on the tackle side. Maybe I can entice you on this one.
Okay.
TJ Edwards, Bears middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Back and active, playing in Detroit, which is, again, historically been a fantastic matchup for linebackers, but obviously a different setup, right? And now you have Edwards, who's been out with a hamstring for months, is back. He's lined at 8.5, as if he's like
just
1,000% healthy, which he might be. He might be 1,000% healthy, but he didn't play last week with a hammy. 8.5 is rich. Like I wouldn't be like tripping over myself to bet the over anyway, but I would probably, my numbers would probably be pretty flat, but man, 8.5 seems, it got hit a little bit. So yeah. So, I get the reluctancy that I saw that probably in the last half an hour. And I was like, oh, that's a little rich, but seems that the market's agreed. Folks that are hitting these have got in wisely on TJ because that's same question, right? We're assuming that he's full health. That's a 9 tackles, a tough ask.
Yeah. Also, the Lions ran the ball like crazy last week, which I think probably helps these
Dink
guys.
dunks. Yeah. I mean, there's a strong correlation between linebacker and safety tackles for teams that target their running back a lot. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
So if that happens, that's obviously, that would be another discouraging usage. So yeah, I don't typically want to jump it under on linebackers against the Lions, but it's the same premise as the Mooney thing. It's like we're basically aligning them as if we assume full health, and I think they're wisely concerned that that's not the case.
Totally.
So.
Makes sense. I like that. Those are some interesting looks. I think that's like some good speculative unders. That's what I love. That's
right.
That's money.
I can entice you on that.
Let's see here. I think, we've already released a bunch of plays already. There's a ton more that you can just jam here with Sharp Stack. And I'm showing DraftKings only. Obviously this has basically every book that, you could really access, to be honest, at this point. Sometimes I've been looking for like the exchange stuff and just like looking to pick stuff off there, because occasionally there's just like some random stuff that's like makes no sense. That's just like some bozo just posted and has left it up basically. So there's sometimes it's worth checking out. Also kind of one of my favorite things too is just like, if you click all the books, and then I just like sort by max EV age of like 3 or whatever, 5 minutes, something like that. And let's see here. So then you can just like basically see any fresh ones that came up and that you could bet. So like Ellick, got bet down pretty heavily here, 27 at 26.5. I know Sharp Group released that, but yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff.
Hey, check it out. Sharp Stack, free 7-day trial right now, 4for4.com/plans. You can, again, 7 days, check it out. Check it out this morning for the last hour and a half or so before kick, and then you get yourself into basically all of next week. You use promo code MTL, remove the line for 25% off. I definitely recommend taking advantage. We just showed the EV tool, but there's an ARB tool. We showed you the odd screens as well. There's pick'em tools if you're just playing, pick'em games on Prize Picks or whatnot. Again, you could just use the EV tool and run those back too and build some slips through there too. So, and then market-based projections, which I think are really clutch in getting Sean's insight on the back end of all that goes into it. And I feel like I needed a economics degree to read Sean's blurb. It's just, it's a different language.
Yeah. Did you know too, he had college football yesterday?
I know. I did. I tweeted it out. Yeah.
That's electric. That's crazy. Like for anyone playing college football DFS or in the college football streets in general, like no one has that. So I think it's a good starting point for that. But yeah, the NFL projections are humming right now. We added in touchdown props. So yeah, we got full like fantasy projections based on the market, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. So check it out. Again, 4for4.com/plans, Sharp Stack, free 7-day trial. Let us know what you think. Feedback. We're open to, anything you'd want to see, right? We're not on the spot where we're like, hey, this tool is done. Hope you enjoy it. Like we're very much open to anything that you want to see added or have any feedback for it as well. So appreciate you hanging out with us. Come back on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Connor and I will go through kind of our takeaways for week 2. Start looking ahead to the week 3 slate. So move the line wherever you listen to podcasts. 4for4 live on the YouTube channel. Good luck this week. For Connor, I'm Ryan. We'll see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.